At some point in the game, a poll will show up. You only have until the timer runs out to comment your prediction with the hashtag of SmartPowers MPL-12. One lucky commenter will guess correctly. Who guesses correctly will win a redeemable in-game code. Remember, keep an eye out for the poll and those claymores.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, moving into the game.
No, I want to
Thank
say
you so much.
like Farsa, Eve, they're nukes, right? Because
Yeah,
they
it's just
come,
so bursty, yeah.
they're so bursty. They come from above. If you think about it, like
Wait, so are
I
you
have
saying Kadita isn't bursty?
Kadita's bursty, but Kadita
From
doesn't.
the ground?
This come from
You
the
gotta
ground.
watch your
So-
step. Yeah, that's all it is.
That's
So-
all I wanted
I was
to
gonna
say.
So in essence, what Wolf is saying is, yes, Kadita is bursty,
Yeah.
but she comes from the ground, not the sky.
Not this guy.
There you go,
That's
there you
exactly.
Because nukes come from the sky.
The first series of the day to round out week number 2 here. It's Smart Omega and TNC both looking to get a win here. It's crucial as they're at the bottom of the standings currently, and they could really benefit from a sweep here. Now, both junglers, as we get a look here, King Kong on the Grok, really want to see exactly how he decides to play around this because, we haven't seen him too much in the jungle specifically. I think only, that one time maybe from Kyle Teasy here.
Yeah. So it's not as speedy compared to the backside. And you will always say, whenever I'm on desk, nothing outspeeds the backshot right now. That means that for TNC, all they want to do is to make sure that they take advantage of the wild charge during the Lord dances or the turtle dances because it's a very strong, big physical damage. And obviously, you can keep yourself grounded just because of the power of nature.
Power of nature just has it takes some time to ramp up, but when it hits, oh man,
Yep.
it's gonna hit like a tank. Now Keller, I feel like he's run Chaknu. That's some odd shenanigans we're seeing here. Obviously, he can heal up very relatively quickly. Well, one of the reasons why I actually really like the Minotaur. But it's a huge knockup duo here on mid. I just realized Goyo and oh my goodness, Ben thinks they're gonna. If you get caught by one, expect another one coming soon.
We know from a lot of the team compositions we've seen so far in these 2 weeks is a lot of that overlapping, right? Where at one point, too, the enemy team is kind of, depending on what's picked up, they're like, man, I just want to play my hero. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they're just spending majority of the time in a pickoff in the air. So that's something in why Ediths especially are so popular right now.
Yeah.
They just provide so much of that CC. And also, not only are you tanky, but you provide quite a bit of damage. Now,
And- yeah.
fighting for it here for the first turtle.
Seems to be very happy to go in. Flicker from Hesu, man. Goes
Oh.
straight to the middle of it, but will suffer first blood from Ryota. Turtle still up for grabs here. Who's going to get it? It's going to be King Kong with a wild charge retribution. I guess that will be a kill for a turtle. Pretty good trade.
Pretty good trade for TNC. Could have sworn that was a bad decision on their part. And also, they allowed Ryota to stack up on them and pop the ultimate. But the idea is, let Ryota pop the ultimate before the turtle retri battle will be there. That meant that when the turtle was on the threshold of the retribution, they didn't have to worry about anything that Omega can throw onto them. In fact, Goyo got level 4. That's why he was able to burst on Ryota after the Petrify combo.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And as you saw there, between both roamers here, they've met 14 times. Currently at 7 for 7. So we'll see who gets the upper hand in that matchup. Again, both very prominent names in the MLBB Philippines scene, and just what they've accomplished so far. And a lot of this, once again, when Chaknu came back for this season, there's been just a lot of these expectations for him, and of course, like Etu Max and even Kelra, right? So hopefully they're able to find something that works for them. But right now, I think one of the biggest things too is, again, Minotaur alone has, I'm not sure 100% on the win rate there, but yes, it works. The CC is great, Minoan Fury and everything else, but you want to be able to follow up on that. And I feel like early game damage wise, they might find themselves in trouble dealing with some of the bursty potential from TNC. That's one of the big things. And I think this Minotaur will help them kind of sustain through some of that, hopefully. But, again, is this going to be enough? If they can get this ball rolling, though, that would be great for them. But so far, with these lineups that they have, I'm not expecting, honestly, too much before we lead into this next turtle.
I agree with you. And Omega is a team that has the benefit of playing slow, which kind of does not align with their jungler of choice. Like that.
Yeah.
They want to play backshot, they want to play fast.
Man, this guy did
See?
not go down. Triple knockout. I forgot about the knockout from the wild charge. Oh my goodness. I pity whoever gets caught in that chain CC. Etomax, though, and have to use a flicker to get out of there. Riona's still doing some good damage as well as Andoryu, but I don't know how long they can keep this up, though. They're running out of fumes here. They're running out of health. TNC, they're pressuring hard. And the turtle, of course, will go over to TNC, but man, oh man, I do not want to be in front of that TNC chain crowd control.
The big boys of TNC. My goodness, it's a lot of knockup, as you saw, and they wouldn't mind committing all of their ultimates just for a takedown on Chaknu.
Poor Chaknu, by the way.
Yeah, poor Chaknu. And look at this, they're not stopping.
Yeah, that's so easy for them to do.
Oh my goodness.
It's so easy to execute this lineup, man.
Exactly. It's classic MOBA win condition. The true key to victory, actually, in any kind of MOBA game, be it PC, be it mobile, more stuns equals more chances of winning.
Yeah.
Basic MOBA
basic
knowledge.
math.
Basic math.
Basic MOBA math. Basically, the triple C comp here, right? And that's what we're seeing. The fact that they have so much crowd control available to them, this crowd control composition, it's tough to deal with. Look at this. They're still actually going to go.
Wow. Okay, all right. King Kong being a big boss right here. And, very confident because Goyo's right there. Benfix with a knockup already used the Earth Shatter. Already there. Hesu, don't forget, he also has a major crowd control skill on that Bravest Fighter.
It's literally bouncers, like just walking hand in hand.
Yes.
Zoning out. I mean, I don't know. This is nearly the We Bear Bros in game.
Yes.
There's 2 bears right there.
I agree.
I
Could not
agree.
be an easier game for Innocent to pop off here at the Claude.
Okay. Well, still, what you're seeing again, TNC with nothing fancy. Like, again, that's I think what Wolf is even painting the picture here about the MOBA map.
Yeah.
It's like it's nothing fancy. You're just planning yourself really well in the front line from TNC, and you're getting these turrets. And there's not too many things happening just yet. They are capitalizing on the fact that they have a Kadita as well. So that's one thing. Smart Omega's got to answer back somehow. But again, they're lacking in the damage department.
Now for TNC, let's just say there's nothing fancy about chaining stuns, right? Maybe the only fancy thing here is that all of their stunts are actually skill shots, like Bentings. Your knockup, you don't really target it. So technically speaking, all of the stunts coming from TNC aren't that reliable. But the thing is, you only need to hit one, and then the chain CC will follow through for sure.
It's a lot easier if you land the one, right?
Exactly.
Whoa!
Look at that. Look at him go.
That was picture perfect.
Yes, sir.
Being forced, it's like corralling sheep. It's like you're forcing sheep on something here. But of course, Kelra will not stand for it.
Hesu.
We got follow-up from Hesu, though, with the Bravest Fighter. A bit of an ulti there on the flanker. Gives Kelra a double kill.
Okay, still going to be going. Might put pressure here on Ben Things to do something about this, but he is tanky enough. I don't know, man. Looked like Hesu was a little too aggressive there. Calls out his way under the turret.
Wolf, you jinxed it.
Yeah, kind of jinxed it, right? But, of course, the thing with the Hesu is that I think that was a bad decision anyways, because even when they do land a stun onto Omega, onto Kelra, Kelra still has the Purify, and he is under the turret. So, okay, well,
All right.
there's the Purify.
Been used up already just to be safe, but like you mentioned, I love the Purify on Kelra. Again, he's not being as aggressive as we thought he would be. He's just answering, like mano a mano here.
I think it's good, though, too, because, again, he's garnered himself a couple kills, right? And something that Irithyll definitely needs is time to build up. But already, as we just saw from that last skirmish, he's respectable in the damage now up to this point, which is crucial, right? First Lord, though, will be one of the deciding factors on how they finally get some of these turrets to work with. Again, most of these turrets are still up. They don't have a ton of space to work around with. If they could get the tier 1 in the mid lane down for TNC, that might help them, because that's the minor advantage that TNC has, and you can see it. This is basically the result of having that tier 1 down. Okay, King Kong checking the bush in a very, King Kong way.
You're not going to be scared to use that. You
Might
got
as well.
so much crowd control behind you.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, a wild charge is just a bonus because you have onward, you have the ocean at oddity, you have a lot of stones. Yeah, like you said, and imagine like that looked like a silly play to us, but if there's someone in there, that will be a good play, right?
Instant
You know,
kill.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
like
only
it.
because we can see, right? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
All right.
that's King Kong for you, aggressive and
Very
not stingy at
preemptive.
all.
That's right. Okay, so no rough waves here might make it a little tricky for TNC to take this. They got CC, but the damage is a little far away. So how are they going to play this? Omega seems to be
Oh.
happy to just keep going on the Goyo. Nothing fancy, just business for Kelra.
wow. Okay, so that was a big pickup. Like you mentioned earlier, Goyo not having the rough waves. Now he's not even in the picture. So they fight for this Lord full force from Smart Omega.
4v5, knockup's already used up on the Ryota, using the Fear Armor to soak all of that up. Now that juicy crowd control that we talked about there, going down the drain for a few seconds. That means Omega can kind of force it forward, pushing it in. Chakno getting into position. Reset on the Lord. That is huge from King Kong.
Good reset there.
Good
Now
reset.
Goyo's going to be back. Then things will just go ahead, regenerate there.
Yep.
Great play from TNC to stall that on and
I
keep
agree.
it from, ending up as a Lord take for Smart Omega.
Exactly. And now Omega will even have to think about the minion wave because if you're looking at the top lane, there's a massive push actually ushered by Innocent. And look at them. They want to reset this once again because you already watch where Innocent is going. He's making the beeline towards the bottom lane. And what's going to happen here is he's also pressuring that long lane, as I call it. Long lane. I call the long lane the lane opposite the Lord lane, the long lane.
That's right. Makes sense, though. Yeah, makes sense. So now,
Pretty long lane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty long lane.
oh, they're chasing. Oh, Flicker already used by Ben Things. He was waiting for the Primal Ref to go on.
This means Kadira, look at Goyo, able to put plant himself in a good spot already.
Oh, look at Innocent, too.
Good play from
There
He
you
just
go.
took the buff as well.
The macro.
Yep. He took the orange, put the pressure there in the bottom, and it's only Etu Max down there by himself. No one's even going for the Lord yet.
Goyo able to find a good spot,
Oh.
or was
Really
he spotted?
deep. Really,
was
he
spotted.
spotted.
Was spotted.
He's
They
definitely
know.
spotted, yeah.
They know.
Andoru trying to get
Oh.
the connection. Kelra.
Man, Goyo. I don't know how long he can last these. Again, very defensive. Rough waves being used here by TNC.
Innocent's still there.
Yeah.
We're back in the position. This is deja vu. Goyo without the rough waves. He's just waiting in the wings. And Omega friending the Lord.
They might be going for a cutoff here as Innocent now finds Ryota.
Oh, Ryota, they chose a target. They finally go for it. They stunned Innocent. He is
Oh.
super low. The knockup from Chaknu. And there you go.
Chuck Mamba surprise.
Wow! Maximum range with him in all Fury, and it was enough. Even after the flicker, Innocent couldn't run.
There it is, Goyo. He's
Goyo!
going to Kelra, but Kelra has the Purify. Damage
Oh!
will not be enough to reach him, and Goyo's gonna fall. Man, Kelra is not falling for these traps.
I mean, he would have went down either way, but that Guardian's barrier, he's like, he didn't get Kelra and he's trying to run back. Oh, bad things. Things got really bad really quickly for
my
TNC.
goodness. And Omega definitely has the lead. He spotted Hesu as well. And E2 Max. He is the spotter. And who was the sniper? It was Chaknu finding them there.
Man,
Ryota
oh,
doesn't
man.
care.
I hate to say it. This is classic TNC.
Yeah.
Beautiful early game.
Remember when I was saying,
And
keep the gas going, make
at
sure you have enough gas.
some point, man.
Don't run on E, man, because that whole exchange went from bad to worse real quick, and now they've got to deal with it again. They actually have relatively good clear. They should be able to handle this Lord, but they're going to definitely lose some of the real estate here on their side of the map.
And also Omega relying on their quote-unquote all reliable at E2 Max, their captain of the ship for Omega, defending the bottom lane and also keeping tabs of Innocent. He was also instrumental to taking out Innocent because he landed the ultimate onto the claw. That meant that they had a shot, and of course Chakdu finishing it up. And by the way, the last knockup coming out from the Minotaur or Minoan Fury is always like the hardest when it comes to like damage output.
That's true. Max range as well on that last one. So here we go. It's Omega just exerting their dominance on the map as usual. Chaknu heading still, waiting for someone to make any play. It's going to be Ryota though. Goes in with the last Insanity. Good damage on those minion
Wild
waves
Charge
as
used.
well as King Kong. Wild Charge already used for the escape.
Oh man, you see Goyo too, trying to get a position.
Spotted. They know.
They know.
Know what's up. They know what's up. Jesus trying to get in the position. Goyo's in trouble, but
Or is
able
he?
to pull off rough waves with the Ocean
Bending.
combo.
Innocent's not there.
Oh, there it is. The DPS coming in from Kelra. 4 bouncers right next to you. Kelra can do no wrong.
That's tough. Again, looking for a play, and then Innocent forced to go back to base, and it just collapses in front of them.
It's all just about the tempo for Omega. All they needed to do was to wait for their item timings. We're talking about their lack of damage, but this is the point where Kelra has reached critical mass.
That's right. There it is. All these knockups now are having a hard time hitting their target. Ryota, again, using all of his tools to get into safety. Hits by Etomac are starting to really hurt.
So that's what I was saying too. Again, in the early game where TNC kind of had that advantage with some of the tools that they had, especially Goyo. Goyo had a great early game, and now you see him taking some of these risks, right? Let me try to find someone, get spotted out. The damage is obviously already there for Smart Omega as we see the even the poke potential from Etumax alone. And the fact that Kelra is deathless and is exactly where it needs to be on this Airfill. It's getting even more grim for TNC to basically salvage the situation. Is there anything that sticks out, Wolf, that they can do when it comes to staying in the game, basically?
Yeah, well, number one, they have to make total use of this Kadira. Because this Kadira, unfortunately, his mission should be taking down the members of Omega, like the squishy ones. You see, like E2 Max or maybe Kelra, hopefully Kelra, of course. But whatever is happening to TNC's formation is really bad because now Goyo always wants to survive, and he uses the rough waves just to get out of harm's way, just to keep himself alive, which is really bad. I mean, I wouldn't mind Goyo. Like if I'm teammates with a Kadira, if the Kadira dies, but that is in exchange for a position 4 or a gold laner, I'm happy with that. But I think Goyo is always like thinking about his life so much and thinking about his positioning so much he overthinks, and that means that he's now not in a position to be impactful in the game. So that's essentially one hero that's not making an impact for you.
Yeah,
That's what they need to address.
It's like Goyo's. He's trying to stay alive at the same time do his target. At the same time, your target's Kelra.
Yeah.
I feel like if you don't give your 100%, you're not gonna get him.
Yeah.
It's all. If you notice, it's always almost. He almost gets Kelra.
always.
But yeah, you can't do that against the Filipino Savage. I get what you mean.
Yeah, right now he's just having an amazing game too. So far, really able to profit off that slow kind of pace they went in. TNC holding the lead for the majority of that early game and everything. Great punishments from Smart Omega here, and crowd's all in good spirits too as they wait up. But right now, the way that it looks, Smart Omega, they're not too far from capping this game out, right? If they decide to actually wait for the next Lord, force TNC in a situation where, now relatively speaking, they've been making the mistake of positioning out of what almost seems like desperation, for Goyo to find a target like Wolf has been mentioning. Because again, most of the targets he's found is Ryota. You don't want to be expending that rough waves on an export. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's
at
right.
least for the most part. And we saw when he did actually find Kelra that one time, but Kelra played it so well with the Purify, able to escape, gain the health back. I believe he does have that Haas Claws to get the life back that he needs. So, that's definitely a problem here that TNC has to solve. Now they're even working against some more. The Divine Glaive being picked up by Etumax as well will make the pokes even worse for them.
It's a lot of damage they can output just because of this Novaria. Okay, so exhort boots for Goyo, understandable because he. Wow!
No, Jesus! Whoa! Jesus!
Wow!
What is Kelra on right now?
Damage. He's on damage.
What is that? That's way too much. Oh, Chakmamba, 2 cases.
Oh!
Oh my goodness, there you go. Omega, they found their target, but Innocent finds Etomax as well. Goyo still in the wings. He's looking for a target, and once more will be able to exit out for the meantime. Now, that's the best that TNC could have come up with,
Hey,
finding it a mouse.
watch out, Innocent. Gets out with the BMI. Oh, King Kong. Are you? Okay, he's not serious. Okay, so watch out for Goyo, who
Oh,
actually.
he's serious.
Oh, he's serious.
Oh,
Oh
innocent.
my
Wow.
goodness.
So decisive for
Oh,
Omega.
so bad.
See,
That
you're
was so bad.
questioning it. That's what happens.
Yep.
Those are
Okay.
King Kong things.
Just King Kong things.
Oh my god. Okay, now TNC will definitely lose control of this Lord. No chance at all. And sometimes when you make a questionable play, it's not just your behind on the line, right? Sometimes your teammates too. And that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened in there. Without King Kong, without the conceal, without the Grok to spot out where Omega is, it left Innocent, hanging. There was no defense at all for their Claude.
Yeah, and right now, no innocent to clear for the next second. They have some time. They just need to buy more.
They're all going to be up
Innocent's
here.
here. He's going to be back up. Goyo is also on the sides, but this time it is definitely TNC
Okay.
on the ropes.
You'll notice that TNC decided to go for the roam and for the roam on the Kadita. And by the way, the Kadita actually went and became a lowest goal for a certain point in time because he was just roaming around. It's not like a Kadita that clear out waves. That's why TNC, I think that they'll have double. The only benefit here that I see for Goyo is that he will get the blessing. But apart from that, he doesn't deal the
Oh.
damage.
Oh,
Ouch.
goodness.
That's the damage they have to respect there, and now they've got to respect the fact that they have to deal with this Lord while being poked down like this. Can
Let's do
TNC hold on?
Yeah, they got to do something right here,
Oh.
right now. Chapnudo preemptive with the Minoan Fury. Everyone just burning under the hands of Ryota as
King
well.
Kong.
Lord's still there. King Kong
They get it out.
already used it. All of their ults are down. TNC are now going to have to rely so much on their wave clear, their manual wave clear, as Omega are bouncing. They're pushing in, and they are going to break the base. That's game number 1 going over to Omega.
This winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance. And what a moment that was for Smart Omega to cap things out there in that game 1.
Last moments there just felt like you were in a pressure press something.
Pressure cooker.
Man. They were just waiting to pop.
There wasn't any death on Kelra, right?
Yeah.
There was none.
That's true.
Yeah, Kelra is just okay. So the reason why they picked up the Irithel instead of going for something like a Beatrix or the rush pickup on the Bruno is that it allows them to take over, to take the initiative. And